Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Eli, the real estate guy. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. Before we get started, go ahead and like the like button and subscribe to the channel so that I know that you guys are really enjoying the information that I am providing to you all. All right, so with that being said, let's go straight into it. I know there's a lot of concern that's been going on lately about whether or not wholesaling is going to be illegal in the sense of how we operate everywhere in America, right? And so I wrote down a few things that I really wanted to nail down so that we could really have an understanding of where we are, what could happen, and what needs to happen if those issues do come about in the future. So first off, let me explain why a lot of regulation is happening. So one of the reasons is because of a lot of new wholesalers that's coming into the market, right? So a lot of new wholesalers are coming into the market not knowing what they're doing. They saw a couple videos and they're like, you know what, I'm ready to go. So they get a property under contract and they don't perform, right? And so when you don't perform, you put the sellers in a terrible, terrible spot, and now they're not able to do what they need to do. And so now they don't trust you. And they're like, oh, maybe this, I thought he was an agent. I didn't know what he was. I thought he was an investor. He had me sign some paperwork, whatever, right? So what ends up happening with that is you lose trust, all right? And as this continues to happen, then they're looking for somebody to report to, but there's no association of wholesalers. But I know there's a guy who's working on getting that created. But for the time being, there is no head that you could go to and report this person for not performing. And all the wholesaler does is just send in a cancellation contract. It's like, oh, sorry, you're losing your house. I know I wasted your time, but I couldn't find a buyer. So that's one of those main reasons, which it sucks. And I hate when wholesalers do this, but that's just what happens sometimes. And unfortunately, wholesalers are not doing enough research before they start the process, and they're really ruining the lives of some people. So that's number one. Number two, you have some shady wholesalers that are coming in, right? And so the shady wholesalers are coming in and they're tying up properties, right? They're putting they're clouding titles of things, knowing that they're not going to execute, and they're just being a problem, right? And that's another thing. Again, there's no one that you could report to, so it just becomes a problem. So the shady wholesalers and the new wholesalers to the seller looks the same, right? Something was supposed to happen, it didn't happen, and now I'm in a bind because of it. So that's the first two reasons there. So next up, the National Association of Realtors, they feel like we're basically taking food off their plate, right? Now, wholesalers, we're looking for distressed properties, people that's in distressed situations, they need to sell their house ASAP. Those are the type of people that we deal with, right? But when it comes to agents, you typically want to list houses for as much as you can. Now, the issue with listing it for as much as you can is it puts it outside the realm of investors that want the property, especially if the home needs a ton of work. Like I've seen houses, like the houses that I see listed on the MLS now, it's kind of ridiculous. Like what do you think is going to happen with that? Now you got this house sitting here for months and months and months, all because you were trying to get a higher price point for this property. So, it is what it is. I feel like for the most part, we are after two different people. The agents and realtors, you're after someone who has maybe more time. They may have more finances to put into the property to get top dollar or whatever it is. That's the people that you're going after, right? Or you're marketing to. As a wholesaler, what we're doing is we're trying to help people that are in distress, right? And a lot of times, and I know especially me and my VA, whenever we're doing our marketing, we ask them, have you considered listing with an agent? And those people let us know that, hey, I don't want to work with an agent, or I did work with an agent and it didn't work out. Now I just want to get rid of this house as soon as possible because of X, Y, and Z. So we're, again, marketing to two different people, but of course, you know, it is what it is. So there's that. And what I would recommend you all do, as far as all these issues coming up, you know, Texas is talking about potentially making wholesaling as we know it illegal. What I would say is, for the time being, work ethically, do everything with integrity, and perform. Do what you say you're going to do. And a reason why I feel a lot of wholesalers are running into the issue of getting a property under contract and not being able to find a buyer is because they're just putting anything as a purchase price. Just to get a property under contract, they're putting such ridiculous offer prices just to outbid the other wholesalers, but that's not how this business runs. Now, yes, you have a property under contract, but if you can't assign that contract, it's no point of doing this. And now you're putting them in a bad spot. You're better off letting another wholesaler take care of this property than you ruining this person's opportunity to get this property sold, or just delaying them from getting the finances that they needed in order to do whatever it is that they had to do. So that's that aspect. And lastly, what I would say is, if it does get to a point to where in order to wholesale you need to get a license, then at the end of the day, just get a license, right? Now, I know for some people it'll be more difficult than others. Some other folks may not be able to get a license, and that, you know, that's not a good situation to be in. But when it comes down to it, if it is required by law for you to get a license, just follow the rules. And the rules are, if the rules are get a license, just get a license and continue on from there. Yeah, you may have to pay a piece of your deal to a broker. Yeah, you may have to do these other things, but hey, yeah, at the end of the day, it's either you play by the rules or you can move to another state to where wholesaling is legal without having a license. But it all depends on what you want to do and what makes the most sense for your family. Again, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do with their family and their time and with their resources. But as for me, if it gets down to a point in Houston, well, in Texas as a whole, if they're saying that I need a license in order to continue the real estate business, I'm getting a license and moving on from there. So that's what I got for you guys as far as wholesaling becoming illegal in Texas. If it does, it sucks, but you know, what are you gonna do? And you know, this may benefit individuals later on. I know my wife, she has her real estate license, and it helps us out as we are reselling properties. We're able to save on commission, so that helps us out in that regard. But for the most part, it'll be great for you all to, and myself too, if I decide to get a license, it'll be great to learn, you know, the other aspects of real estate. You know, I personally don't want to be someone driving around, you know, showing people houses. That's not what I want to do. But I know why I'm in the game for, and that's to wholesale and to flip houses and to move on from there. So if you guys have any comments about this situation or any concerns, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. And I'd love to have a dialogue with you guys and any agents that feel that wholesalers should have a license or should be an agent. You know, let's talk about it. Let's hear your side and hear wholesalers' perspectives as well. And maybe this can allow us to be able to come to a happy median and make something happen. So again, thank y'all so much for tuning into another video. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button and also subscribe so that you are notified of whenever I'm having another video like this. And something else that I realized, I think it was about 70% of the people that watch the videos are not subscribed. And I'm thinking it's because of where you're probably watching it from. You're probably not logged in or whatever it is. So do us a favor at the channel. Do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe so that you can see the rest of these videos that are coming out. I post videos every day, right? And my thing is I want to make sure that I'm giving out as much information as possible so that it could help out that person that may need that one piece of information that's going to unlock their new level of success, right? So thank y'all so much for tuning into another video. And like I always say, I cannot wait for y'all to get y'all first deal. Y'all take care.